going to do eventually to kind of play catch up of everything we've missed, as well as in our own lives, and kind of tell the fans and everything where we've been on that. But what I wanted to do here is we wanted to have this little quick intro. We got a WWE superstar coming on, guys. As we're recording this, as we're doing this intro, waiting for the superstar, we just got word that we thought we're going to have WWE Women's World Champion, or I'm sorry, WWE Universal Champion. How do they call
It's
it?
WWE Women's Champion.
That's right. They changed it. WWE Women's Champion Bayley on. However, we just got a curveball and told that it's not going to be her, but it's okay, because when you replace a superstar with another superstar, it's got to be at equal value. And sure enough, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have WWE superstar, one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Jade Cargill, on the show. I'm excited for this.
A storm is coming.
Yes.
And
literally.
Literally, yes. And I believe Eric is going to join us when we get to the interview. But guys, I'm excited for this. I can't wait to talk to Jade about not only SmackDown coming to Louisville, Kentucky, but just about the little things in her career overall. And I'm excited to see what she has to say.
I mean, fresh off the heels of Backlash, just getting back from Lyon and being a new champion, I'm thrilled to be speaking to Jade in just a minute.
Yeah. Jeremy.
Yeah, she's a generation. They throw this around a lot. Oh, once in a lifetime. She truly is the epitome of being a generational talent, and her career is just starting in the WWE. So, very excited to talk to her, pick her brain a little bit about being one of the the fastest rising superstar in professional wrestling history. So we should have a really good time with the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Take cover. Literally.
Take cover. Which there was we had in the Louisville area had a storm last night come through, and guess what? We have a storm coming in this morning. So I'm excited to see hear what Jade has to say, and yeah, it's pretty awesome to be able to be trusted with people like this, to be able to talk to, and maybe we'll see if we get some AEW talk out of her too, some of her career as well, when it comes to how she debuted. I have a question about Cody Rhodes that I definitely got to ask and see if I get that in or not. I can't wait to ask that question. So we'll see. And as always, we're going to talk about just in general stuff. And I mean, one of our alum on this show and one of our favorite people was once linked up with Jade Cargill, Miss Leila Gray. So maybe we can, ask her about that too and see what she thinks.
Another champion.
Another champion, absolutely. Another champion. So, which we got a lot to talk about OVW to catch up, as we are the official podcast of OVW, the official podcast of OVW. Guys, I guess without further ado, let's take it over to Jade. All right, we're back here at the Ringside Podcast with a special bonus edition here. We've got the one and only WWE superstar and one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Jade Cargill. Jade, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me.
We are excited to have you, and appreciate you giving us some time here. The reason why you're coming on here is we got WWE Smackdown coming into Louisville, Kentucky on June 7th, live at the KFC Yum Center. Tickets available right now at Ticketmaster.com. When you hear a town like Louisville has a rich history of professional wrestling going back all the way, I mean, goodness, in the 60s and maybe even before that. What is it like going to a town like Louisville that has this rich history compared to maybe another town that doesn't really follow wrestling very much?
It's amazing. I mean, one thing I think of when you think of Louisville is OVW and the stomping grounds of major people, major wrestlers who've came through there. Mark Henry, a couple other people that we can, of course, name. It's a rich city for wrestling, and I welcome it. I'm excited to be there.
Awesome. And of course, right now, we have a women's champion that you may know. Her name is Leila Gray, who is also here as well.
Yes, of course. I mean, she was a part of my baddies. I totally know Leila Gray. Why not? Of course. And she's actually at OVW, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, she's our women's champion right now.
There we go. Killing things. Of course. That's my girl.
Jade, you got a lot of us here from OVW, so it is a pleasure having you join us, and then soon for SmackDown. But I just want to say, we followed your journey. You've been such a role model to so many people, including myself, just trying to grow in the business and whatnot. But being a tag team champion right now. What does that feeling give you, that joy you feel when you step out and you see all the smiles and just all that positivity you send to so many people?
It feels great. I mean, I would have never thought that I would ever have, first of all, have a belt with Bianca Belair. You know, I've always done a solo run. So for me to be in a tag team is something that I've never done before. And it's a challenge. You know, I've always been solo. I've always been selfish. I've always been about myself. So this is a new leaf for me. And it's a challenge to go in here and to work with someone who's great and that has been over the top and has accomplished major things in this industry, and being able to coexist and to represent and to go out there and elevate this division. It feels great. The crowds are amazing. I'm excited to come to the KFC Yum Center June 7th and perform and go out there and excel and continue to elevate this belt.
Listen, Jade, complete honor. We are not worthy to have you on here this morning, but we appreciate it. You brought up the moniker the baddies earlier, which it's not really just about, I mean, it is about the appearance and about your style and everything, but it really is a way of life. Probably, I mean, I don't even have, these guys can debate with me. They do all the time. They're always jerks to me, but it is what it is. What's it like to be the fastest rising superstar, male, female, however you want to, just the fastest rising superstar in wrestling history, not just WWE or whatever, but literally you are, I mean, not to step on Bianca's, but you're like one of the baddest that's around. Like, what did that feel like to come from nowhere to now you're Jade Cargill?
You know, I'm very humbled. I'm drawn back a lot, and I've done all this in 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And it takes a Brian Danielson. I remember him telling me it takes about 6-7 years for people to even feel comfortable on the mic or in the ring. And the fact that I'm out there and I'm just doing it, and I had my first match ever televised against Cody and with Shaquille O'Neal, who gets those type of spots, right? It's an amazing thing. It can be difficult if you cannot handle it. You know, I believe that I was built for this and that I can handle a lot, being that I've had the example of my spouse who played baseball and all the opinions that was thrown on him as well. So I had a great example with that. As far as it feels amazing. I go out there, I do my best, call it what you want. A lot of people will break down and cry and want to run and hide, and I welcome the challenge. Being that, let me tell you what a baddie is. A baddie is a woman who knows themselves, that's confident, that goes out there regardless of what society tries to pin on them or paint on them. They know themselves. And with society and with social media and all these things going on right now, social media tells you who you are. And thankfully, I was raised at a time where I could go outside and play, and I developed and I learned who I was prior to social media and social media telling you who you are. And that's going to be a problem with kids growing up today. And I hope they can go out there and see a confident woman out there, and regardless of how old you are, what background you have, if you've only been doing this for 1 year, 2 years, like, go out there and excel regardless of what people pin and put on you. And I mean, I'm the unicorn of wrestling right now, if you think about it. So people can say what they feel and how they feel and whatever. At the end of the day, I'm the unicorn of wrestling. Either like it or hate it, I'm here to stay, and it is what it is.
We love it. We absolutely love it.
Yes, and one of the things I always got to ask, I'm a referee in professional wrestling. It's no secret to anybody that watches the show, but when it comes to, you know, the importance of a referee in the ring, can you talk about that? Like, especially in your journey, being that you have such a short career so far and you're skyrocketing. How important has a referee been in your career when in the ring for you?
Oh my gosh, they're always important. You know, I remember I didn't like referees at one point, and I used to, you know, Aubrey and I used to always go at it. You know, I remember,
Yeah.
I think it was a video that was going around of like, Red Velvet had jumped on me. It was in the beginning of my career. She had jumped on me, and Aubrey had tried to grab her off me, and I don't even know what I said to her, but she like let go of me immediately. Like, we had this bantering going back and forth at the beginning of my career. But referees are everything, you know, them just being there, them calling the right things, them making sure everything goes as planned, because the heels can be something else. You know, honestly, they're the dark knight in the ring to make sure everything goes accordingly to plan and to make the right calls.
Like that. Like that.
Awesome. Hey, let me ask you real quick, Jade. I know you said it's only been 3 years, and I know it's kind of insane where you came from, but you started in a match with Cody.
Yes.
And did you think there was any way 3 years into it that you and Cody, both at WrestleMania, both win titles and continue, we'll say continue your story? I mean, what does that feel like?
It feels amazing, guys. Like it feels so amazing, but it's crazy because I haven't even had time to breathe to celebrate these achievements in my career and these milestones because I have to go on to the next thing. I'm always moving on to the next thing. So I hope at one point I'm able to sit back and breathe. Because it's always on to the next thing, WrestleMania, then right on to Backlash. I want a belt. And it's like, what else is next? So it's like, it's just continuously going that I don't have time to really reflect yet. And when I get that breather, I'll let you know. But it's rewarding and it does nothing but make me want to go harder. My job is to show little boys and girls that you can do any and everything and to just go out there and excel. And I believe that I'm doing that. Nobody else can tell me different. And I welcome the challenges. And at a short amount of time, because again, people have been doing this forever. And I'm in a position that a lot of people who would say no, who would say no. So I'm going out there regardless of what I'm faced against and doing the best I can.
We're here, ladies and gentlemen, with WWE Superstar Jade Cargill, one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. We got the WWE Smackdown coming to the KFC Yum Center June 7th. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Speaking of Cody, just a minute ago, when you made your debut, there was a famous line that was said, and then Cody kind of repeated it just recently on Raw. So my question is, when are you going to give Cody his receipt for saying that line again, for bringing it back up?
Next time they hand me the mic. Next time they hand me the mic, and hopefully I don't get a fine. I would love to, but let me tell you that one day I do like a behind the scenes, whatever documentary on that. I promise you it's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good. But you know what? I'll have my moment. Let him have his moment. He's the champ. He's the man right now. He's the face of our company. So when it's my time, it's coming. Just get ready for that.
I tell him, cut the nonsense. Maybe that's the
I know. I'm trying to think of how I can say it. Cut the crap. Oh, does that like hit as hard, right? I'm trying to figure out how to weasel that in there.
I don't know.
It don't hit the same way. It don't hit the same way.
I mean, you could be the female final boss and just say what you want. Maybe that might work too.
One day. Hopefully it doesn't happen too far where people can kind of retract and be like, oh yeah, that's great. So, and that was just natural. No one told me to say that. Everything, of course, you don't have writers. I didn't have writers at my other company. You kind of just went on a whim and you got a minute, go, and just went. And I hope I can use a couple of things like that, but unless I can say cut the crap, or what was the other thing you just said? Cut the
nonsense.
No, that doesn't hit as hard.
Doesn't work.
No, maybe we can ask a poll of what we can say other than cut the
Well, I mean, Snoop Dogg always said shiznit, right? So there you go. You can
Oh, people would look at me like I'm crazy. I say that's not at all.
Just like I just looked at you right there, Daniel. Hey, that might have to wait for Netflix.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, Jay, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. Again, WWE Smackdown's coming to the KFC Yum Center June 7th. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com. You'll see many of the amazing stars in the WWE on SmackDown, including the one and only one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Jade Cargill. Jade, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, guys, that was the one and only Jade Cargill, WWE Superstar, one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And we had a little curveball threw at us for that, but hey, we're okay with that for sure.
Well, the good thing about curveball, she was used to those because her husband was a Major League Baseball player. So it kind of why not throw us a curve? I mean, it wasn't a pitcher, but why not throw us a curveball? It suited us, and we literally knocked it out of the park. Not to continue with the baseball puns there, but
yeah,
I mean, it was a home run.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will say this: you can go back in the episode and listen. We were hard on Jade when she debuted, but I got to tell you, it goes back to a lot of the other things we've said about the other companies. You see how she's been treated, and her debut was not the best, but look where she is now. It's amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
it goes back to, training and all that stuff. And granted, QT Marshall, Dustin Rhodes, Heath Slater, Bryan Danielson, all these people's had their hands on her, and training her and getting her to the level that she is. But she's handled it the right way, and I believe that AEW did do the right thing and keep doing the Goldberg treatment with her and protecting her. But now that WWE did the right thing is when they got her, knew that she was a star, they took her and they took time with her to wait for her debut and slowly kind of build it to where when she comes out, it means something. And don't think that because she's just being quote unquote protected right now as a tag team champion, she's not ready to go, because I believe she is, and she can have some single matches, and you'll see that coming up soon. But they're doing things right, and I guarantee you. I mean, I don't know this to be a fact, although I could find out, but I guarantee you that she's probably still training all the time, and she's on the road, so she's probably doing more matches than she's probably had more matches in her time at WWE right now than she's ever had in her time at AEW. Just not on TV, but live events and the PC and stuff like that. I'm sure she's outdone herself. So amazing.
There really
just
hasn't.
look at,
Go ahead, Linda. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I mean, just look at the growth just from her debuting at the Rumble to where she is now. I mean, obviously being one half of the women's tag team champions, but I mean, how great. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just still so hyped from that interview. She was so wonderful.
Yeah. Shout out to the baddie Leila Gray too. So
yes,
absolutely. And I sat there and I told her she was the rat. And I don't think, other than Goldberg, may have had a similar start. And let's just be completely honest. And this isn't me. Yeah, it's been a while since we've been on, so I haven't got to dump on AEW lately. They've been doing enough of that on their own. But she shouldn't have been. I understand why they jobbed her out, but other than those last two matches she had with that company, she's looked better than Goldberg looked in his run. So, I mean, I stand by that fact that I say she's the fastest rising star in wrestling history, not just in WWE or even in, I mean, you could throw a pebble into a pond to be the fastest rising superstar at the other place.
Yep, for sure. For sure. But yeah, a great bonus episode, guys. I know we haven't, we talked about this on the intro, but we haven't done anything this year. You'll see another interview coming up, and then we're going to kind of get back in the groove of things periodically here. And we can all we need to have an episode, guys. We teased it, like I said, on the intro. We're going to have an episode coming up where we're going to all just kind of have an episode to play catch up and for our lives in general, but also in the world of podcasting and whatever thing we got to talk about, from the road to WrestleMania to the road to Backlash to the infamous backstage fight and everything else that we would love to talk about. So we're going to have a supersized overcast episode probably soon, guys. So again, thank you for being patient with us as the official podcast of OVW. And we got some news about that too as well. So guys, any final thoughts before we close out?
Sorry, I'm just trying to delete all of my Bailey posts from the last 4 days.
That's one of the reasons why we always say I'm not going to throw you under the bus, but I guess I am. Don't tweet that out until it happens. But hey, I guess that's not the first time we've had a curveball thrown at us. At least we had somebody show up. So
I was gonna say at least she showed up, and no, you got to promote. You got to get your stuff in. You got to promote it, and I think that people know wrestling is unpredictable and to expect the unexpected. So I'd rather get people excited about somebody showing up, and they did something I didn't think they would do. They got us an equal star. I mean, Jade is a star. Like, if I'm not gonna say any names, but they could have very easily stuck us with Doink the Clown instead, because Bailey couldn't make it for whatever reason. So we appreciate them taking care of us, and it was a great I mean, we still sounded really good for not being prepared for Jade Cargill, but we appreciate her time this morning for sure.
Right. And for us to reconnect, it's been a minute since the four of us have connected in this platform here on Ringside Podcast, but also having that curveball thrown at us. But hey, we had Jade Cargill. This was amazing.
Yeah.
JFC, Jade freaking Cargill. Wait a minute, that's Seth's thing. I'm sorry, wrong thing.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. You can get us all on the social media at Ringside Podcast, and individually, I'm at Daniel Spencer.
I'm at Jeremy_CSZ.
I'm at Linda K PWR or at lovelylindak.com.
And I'm at Eric on the air.
All right. Sounds great, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, we have another bonus episode. We won't tell you who it is just yet because we may not know either. So be surprised there. But thanks for listening and watching. As always, tune in next time.
No, that's not how it is.
I don't know. It's been a while. So just say you can catch us ringside.
It's the next time you catch us ringside.
Oh, cut the hullabaloo. Wait, does that work? No, that doesn't work.